Hi everybody, Merry Christmas. This is Alex Hitrick, and today I will be showing you behind the scenes of our new single, Holidays. Holidays is our second holiday single. Our first single was Go Away Snow last year, and that included live instruments as well as MIDI instruments that would include even the piano, the drums, synthesizers, etc. My goal this year was to have every single instrument live on the track. So this meant, live piano, live drums, live bass. So what I wanted to do here was get a Chicago type sound with all the piano, the drums, the horns, and everything in between. So first I will show you these clips of behind the scenes, and then I will go into Logic Pro 10 where I put them all together. So I first started at the College of St. Rose with a piano. This is in a classroom where I set up my C214 mic with my Scarlett interface, and I literally just had a metronome, and this is the beginning of the song. So this is just a one-track take. I was very pleased with how it came out. So later, you'll see how I was able to quantize the actual audio so everything was in time with how it's supposed to be. So even right here after the solo, we have the clap. So even all the claps were live and not fake. So this is the piano track. And then next, I asked my friend CJ Hughes if he could record the drums and the saxophone. So there's a few videos here of CJ playing drums. The original idea was just to have a music video of all the live instruments, but I ended up not recording everything, so now I'm just giving you the behind the scenes. So here I have my mixer, which I didn't end up using. This is our mixer we use for our live gigs, and it's 12 channels, but little did I know only 2 were capable for the computer. So here we have just a video of CJ playing the drums. So there's several takes with CJ because what happened was we used 4 mics, which we thought would be able to use the whole time. So what we did was an overhead mic and a few dynamic mics, one on his snare, one on the bass drum, and one right between the toms. So we recorded everything twice because we had to do it 2 mics at a time since he's playing everything. But when we needed just the kick and we needed just the toms or the ride, he would play certain sections, and I went into Logic and I layered everything. So the next track I believe I played was the bass, and shout out to Mackenzie for letting me use her bass for this. The bass track I just laid down in one take. I selected a bass amp in Logic and plugged the bass into my Scarlett. You won't be able to hear it with the iPhone camera because you're just hearing me slap the strings here, but when we go into Logic, you'll be able to hear the actual bass track itself. But this is just to show that the entire track is all live. There are 2 guitar tracks. There's the lead guitar with like the solos. I believe that's this. So this is the end solo at the last chorus, which is kind of just in the background, but it adds to the depth. So here I look confused because that's where I'm trying to add a harmony as well on the spot. It sounded pretty good at the time. The next track is the rhythm guitar. After the guitar, I went into my high school where I graduated from and recorded all the percussion, the horns with CJ. So recorded everything with the C214 mic. So everything was kind of bright, so I had to, edit the EQ with everything here. So here's the tambourine. I got lazy, didn't feel like moving the mic, so I just played the jingle bells up high. And eventually did a shaker as well. So all of these tracks with the percussion I recorded just a few measures with, because then I was able to copy and paste everything. And then I moved on to the trumpet. This is just for the beginning and the chorus, etc. So here we were checking the harmonies on the spot, because this track was recorded in just a few days where we didn't really have time to write everything out. So here's CJ recording. After CJ, we went back to the trumpet, and I don't believe all the clips that I just airdropped over, I don't think all of them wound up here. Let's see. Nope. Okay, so I also had videos of me playing the trombone as well, but I guess that's not really necessary, so we'll go into Logic Pro. Okay, so in Logic Pro you can see we have 27 tracks total. So we start out, here's the piano track on top. Like I said, I went in and I quantized. Again, after the piano, I went over to CJ's and we recorded the drums. So now we have. So here I will solo the bass track just so we hear that. So what I did as well for all the live instruments that were single notes, like the bass, the guitar, the horns and everything, I went and I edited the pitch so everything was like in tune. After the bass is when we recorded the guitars, which weren't in yet except for this little bit of a solo. So with everything here, with the percussion and the horns, you get the actual beginning. And that's Holidays. Everything is a live track, even if it's recorded in several takes or if it's recorded and copied and pasted everywhere. Everything is a live instrument to get more of that human feel. Everything I used on the side here, if you look, since I didn't really have a lot of time to really go in and do anything, for the example, like the trumpet, I am using the Logic trumpet settings just for that, the EQ, the compressor, everything like that. I did go in and tweak everything, but I used the presets that were available in Logic, and it still sounded pretty decent. And then the trumpet solo as well, that was actually a few takes of improv, and I mashed it all together. And now for the what I call the crowd section, with the Miracle on 34th sample that I probably will not be able to get away with. There's a few tracks.
Christmas is just a day. It's a frame of mind. Happy holidays. And that's what's been changing. Happy holidays. That's why I'm glad I'm here. Maybe I can do something about it. Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
So I actually recorded this 6 times, and it looks like I'm missing a few tracks. Great. Didn't realize that. Anyways, so these tracks right here, we stood around the mic in different positions, and we sang in different voices, so, you know, it sounded like a real crowd. I even pretended to be tone deaf in one of them, because you're never going to have, you know, a perfect crowd.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
And all of that combined sounds like an actual crowd.
Happy holidays. That's why I'm glad I'm here. Maybe I can do something about it. Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
And just to go back a little bit, shout out to John, Brennan, Kayla, and Sarah for lending their voices as to why they celebrate.
the holidays.
Alright, everybody, that is Holidays. I hope you enjoyed watching this behind the scenes video, and we can't wait to release our next single. For now, you can get this on Bandcamp for free, and it will be on iTunes, Spotify, etc. in the few coming days. Happy Holidays.